Hello again, my name is Daryl Thompson, and today I have a very special treat for you in that I'm going to be teaching you how to play the solo from the 2008 Planetshakers song, Power. As with all the other videos that I've put together where I teach you how to play a solo or a song, I've provided chapters in the description of this video below, and when you click on them, they will take you to exactly where you need to go in this lesson. Let's start with section 1. Welcome to section 1 of this video. I'm going to first play this section at speed. Right, there are 4 parts to the solo, and 2 of those parts involve a full tone bend. And so the first one goes like this. Now remember with that one, don't use your fingers to push the string up, use your hand. You're moving your wrist like this to get that sensation. Then with some wide vibrato. Now what's important to recognize with this is that the guitarist immediately switches over to the 5th position, which is the single coil pickup here on the neck, and then goes to this run. Now I prefer the 4th position, which is these 2 pickups, but man, to play this part and then to quickly go to that section on the pickup selector has been pretty tough to do. Now that's the great thing about studios, is that you can record this first part, press stop, then carefully select the 4th position and press record again, and off you go with that second part. Right, let's practice this first section at 80 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. This is section 2 of the solo. First, I'm going to play it at the speed that it is in the original song. As I mentioned earlier when we started the solo lesson, that the solo is broken up into 4 pieces, of which 2 are exactly the same. So we started with this. Now the next part is exactly an octave up above that. So we could do that here. Now that works fine, but I just find that on the high E string, the tone isn't as fat. The sound isn't as big as it could be on perhaps the B string. So if we put that part on the B string here on the 20th fret, and also if we play in that part of the neck, we also give ourselves easier access to the next section of the solo, which starts here on the 18th fret. Before we start looking at this next section of the solo, I want to point out that this section is very similar to the last section of the solo in the Planetshakers song, This Love. That goes like this. If you'd like to learn the This Love solo, I'm going to provide a link at the end of this video to a video that I've created teaching you how to play the solo. But the main reason why I've identified that solo and looked at this solo at the same time is because those phrases are very similar. What's different is, of course, This Love solo is that phrase that we looked at is in triplet time. This one for power is in 16th notes. So what will help when it comes to learning this is to emphasize the first note of every 4 notes. Make sure that first note lands on the beat. So this song is 130 beats per minute. I've set my metronome to 60 beats per minute, which is less than half that time, and I'm going to play through the solo at 60 beats per minute, specifically this phrase, and emphasize the first of every 4 notes. Here we go. Now, I'm not saying that that's how you need to play the solo, but what I wanted you to recognize is that I just gave, when I picked the first note on every 4, when I picked it a little bit harder. What does that do? That helps me to remember the feel of the solo, because I want to play in time. So what I do is I go from 60, when I'm comfortable with landing on the 1 of every 4 notes on the beat, I take it up to 70 beats per minute, then 80, 90, all the way till I get to 130. And I'm not gonna emphasize it so much, but I'll make sure that I'm feeling that note lands on the click. Great, let's practice section 2 at 80 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. And finally, let's practice the entire solo at 90 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the only thing I have left to say is practice hard. We serve a God who deserves our best. Now, as promised, here is the link to the tutorial that I put together for the This Love solo, plus a bunch of other Planetshakers solo lessons that I put together. Enjoy them.